Erito, welcome to my house, and this is Petra Gurney. Tonight I'm going to tell you the funny story of when I travelled to Israel. And the 1st of August to 2000, to 1st of August to the 10th of September 2013. Okay, you ready to hear the funny story? Okay, this is the Israeli accent. Okay. But you see, now the joke is, okay, I was on the first day, on the 1st of August, when I arrived, okay? I arrived in Ben Gurion Airport about 4 p.m. And guess what happened? I got stopped at the tunnel between the plane and the airport, okay, where you walk in, and then all of a sudden I got stopped with this guy, and he said, hello, how long have you been to Israel before? And I said, no, it was a man actually. I said, no, I have not been before. And he was wearing a luminous vest, and I said, no, I have not been here before. And of course I had my big army rucksack and my smaller rucksack, and I said, no, I've not been before. How long do you plan to stay? I plan to stay for 6 weeks. And then when do you fly back? The 10th of September. And then they said, okay, enjoy your holiday. So he went. So I walked on, and then when I reached to the bit where you collect the luggage, there's just two men, one with a blue shirt and the black trousers, and the other man with his hair brushed sideways with a suit and the blue and the white shirt with the badge, you know, that thing you put round the thing, you know, that sort of thing. Okay, so he asked me this question, and he said, I hope this is really funny, and I hope you enjoy this show. And he said to me, and he said, well, what is your name? I said, Petra. May I see your passport, please? So I gave him my passport. I said, of course, please do remember, this is an educational chat. If you have any questions, don't ask. Because if you ask any questions, you're getting onto the consulate and the security customs feet. Now they're strange creatures, they are. They don't like it. So I said, I'm here for 6 weeks. And he said, and who are you travelling with? Myself. And then he asked me, he said, and where do you plan to go? So I said, I'm going to Jerusalem, I'm going to Tel Aviv, and then I'm going to Haifa, then I'm going to Negev, and then I'm going to Nazareth, and I'm going to
Bethlehem.
That's when and then he asked me, okay, do you plan to go to the West Bank or places like Bethlehem, Nablus, and Jenin? I said, no. Or Hebron. No, I do not plan. I would have loved it, but I said no. And I did not go. That is the truth. I did not go. When you tell the truth, when you say you're not going to go, keep a word to it. So I didn't want to lie to the Israelis. Okay, so it was my first visit. And then he said, okay. And then he asked me, he said, and what do you do for your occupation? Well, I've just finished studying at university, and for mature students who want to go back into education if they're interested to do a degree. And then he said, what do you do for a living? I'm looking for a job. I'm unemployed. Well, this was his reply. I find this awful difficult to understand, that how you're not working, and where do you get the money for 6 weeks? Oh, it's my parents' money. They gave it to me. It's a couple of £1,000. And he was like, he just looked at me funny. He said, okay, I have this passport, and you go and get your bag and meet me here. And I thought, oh, shoot, I'm going to get deported. So I got my bag and I started running to the other end of the hall. It was a big, big place. There was maybe 5 or 7 different conveyor belts with the luggages. And then I thought, oh, fine, so I got it and I was starving. The only problem I had was I was gagging for a cigarette. I hadn't had a cigarette or a roller for 8 hours. Because then again you've got 2 hours to wait before you're bored, and then you can't go because there's no smoking place, and then you've got 5 hours on a flight, and then of course you've got another, you know, you don't know how long it's going to take you to get out, you know, of course, you know, because I heard those rules are pretty strict at the airport. So they said, so I went back and I looked and they said, I'm here. They said, okay, come through to the back room. So they took me in this room. And then the guy said, okay, you sit over there. And they took my bags. And he had his back to me, the guy in the suits, checking my bags. And they stuck my bags in the big scanning machine and everything. And then when he did this, I thought, oh God, this is what it must be like to be a Palestinian. Because I felt so depleted, I felt so demoralized. But that was the point. They wanted to make sure the right security. And they're very strict, of course, you got to understand. But I had a first taster to say, you don't mess around with them. And you got to show them respect. And if you think they're telling lies, see, here's an example. Okay, here's my story. This is what can happen. And this is only funny exaggerated. It's very close to the accuracy. Okay, so say another man who looks a bit strange and he's done a bit of dodgy stuff in Israel, you know, and this and that, some individual, and he comes across this woman. Women are just as worse as men, by the way. And this is how they speak. Excuse me, can you come through here and stand in front of me? How long have you been in Israel? And what, may I see your passport? Takes your passport, gives it back, nicely. Or sometimes you just hold it. And then she'll say, okay now, I want you to look at my eyes, you look at my face, and when I ask you a question, and if I find you give me an answer and I feel you're telling a lie, okay, I ask you again the same question, and if I find the answer you give me is a lie, then I ask you again. Then for the third time, if I ask you the same question, look at me, please look at me, look at my face, and if I think you're telling a lie with your third answer, I have you deported back. Okay, here's another funny thing. So, back to the point when I was sitting in that room, when I just arrived to Israel on the first day, and I was dying for a fag. And I said, he was sitting in the seat, I said, please sir, how long is this going to take? And silly me, I said, I am dying for a smoke. I'm dying for a cigarette. I haven't had a smoke for 8 hours. And because I checked, it was nearly 8 hours. And I hadn't had a smoke since 7 o'clock. No joke, since 7 o'clock a.m. and this was 4 p.m. Okay, 8 hours. So he said, just hold, reggae, low balaga, no problem. And he says, just wait, it won't take long. Maybe half an hour, 50 minutes, it won't take long. I said, oh please, is there no some back room where I can have a smoke? I'm dying for a cigarette. And then he said, why are you so desperate to go for a smoke? And I said, I don't know. You know, you should know if you're a smoker, you haven't had a fag for 8 hours and nicotine packs, you would need a cigarette. You need it. And you just feel very, you know. And then he said, are you an addict? I said, no, check my hands. Oh, do you see any trick marks? I said, no, don't. He said, okay. Are you just wanting to get away from us because you're feeling nervous? Yes. I said, okay, no problem. You have a good holiday. So then, the next story was, and this and that, all of a sudden it was, the next thing I realised. So, going back, and then when I went back to Ben Gurion Airport on the 10th of September, and this is so funny.
It's sad day.
Eh?
Sad day.
No, it wasn't a sad day, no. It was a funny day. I hadn't eaten for 5 hours. 5 hours I had not eaten, and they were asking me. This Israeli guy went round 3 times and said, and is this your bag? Is this the only bag that is yours? Yes, it is only my bag. And he walks round again and says, and is this your bag again? I said, I must think here they must have a memory of a son, because he has to say repetitive things. No, they do not have parrots, by the way. That's not their favourite pet. Because if a parrot answered back, they'd be shooting it. with a you were shooting with a cool Susla gun, you know. Anyway, this gets really bad in the security check before you're boarding in the flight. To go back is the worst. Because, okay, I don't know what happened, but really strange. They've got this most amazing, I don't know how it works, a scanning machine. And that's how ridiculous it is. You get like a piece of bag or a hat. They get this piece of paper and go, and then it goes over under the scan. The third time. The fourth time. Ooh, and all of a sudden, it goes on fire with heat. And then this is the reply. I'm so very sorry, of course. It keeps going to look a funny shape hat, and as I say, we can give you compensation, and then I hope you had a good holiday. And you go, so you walk away because it's that strict, these them guys, right? And then there's another bit. There's a question. I'm kind of running out of stories about these guys. But,
I thought.
The strange thing is, when they're scanning in a bag or something, or a camera or a phone, they actually, do you know, I don't know how many times, but I lost count how long they stuck my phone and everything. About 15 times! Could have been between 15th and 20th! And then, okay, here's another story. Okay, when you're phoning them up or when you're speaking, and then you give them a reply, and they ask you the same, why? Why? But why? And then you say, I don't know. No, it's not funny, is it?
What? This kid, what's over there?